Hello, YouTube friends. My name is Constance and this is Cruelty Free Musings. Welcome to kind of a different video. A couple of weeks ago, at this point, I decided to spend an entire week doing 5 days of the Zulu palette. So, that's what I did. I documented it. And now I'm going to talk about that experiences, what the looks that I came up with were like, what I like about them. So, 5 days of the Zulu palette. Obviously there are only 9 shadows in here. They are enormous, but there are only 9 shadows in here. So it was relatively easy for your girl who is not afraid of color in any way to use all of these in looks very quickly over the course of 5 work days. So, to begin with, on day 1, the most frustrating thing that I have to bring up immediately, if you notice that my hands are orange, I did just peel some carrots for my dinner that I'm making. But anyway, the frustrating thing about I won't say about this palette, it's more about the technology that I use to record it. My phone camera cannot pick up how reflective these shimmers actually are. So, my first picture, my first day was this aqua shimmer, this one. One swipe. See how reflective that is? That doesn't show up in the picture at all. So this all over the lid, a transition in the crease obviously, and then this purple right on the outside of my eye, smudged underneath my eye and blended gently into the crease. Essentially the same look that I have on today, except with this blue all over the lid instead of with the purple all over the lid. So, and immediately, the first day, I had someone at work come up to me and say, "I love your eyeshadow today. What is it?" And I said, "Juvia's Place. They're independent, but they just went in to Ulta, so you can buy them in Ulta now." My second day, I was not motivated to put on makeup. I was motivated to write something on my laptop though. So I did that, and then I had 10 minutes to get ready, and I threw this yellow on the lid, this orange in the crease on the outer corner of the eye and underneath the eye, and a lipstick. And as far as I can tell, I did nothing else to my face. I will insert the picture so that you can see, yes. My dark circles are always on point, is my comment about that particular picture. Alright, and next up, we have the star of the show for day 3 is this very shiny duochrome all over the lid. Once again, the frustration of my phone not showing how reflective it is. It's gorgeous on the eyes. It doesn't show up that way in pictures. It's nice. It looks nice in the photos. It does. But it's not as pretty as it is in real life. So this on the lid, this in the crease blended into the transition, and this once again on the outer corner, like right on, I guess like on the outside of my eyeball. like right here, and then smudged underneath my eye. I really like that placement. My eyes are already large and it makes them look enormous. So I appreciate that. As the super cat eye look, not super flattering on my particular eye shape. This one, super flattering, plays up the features that my eyes naturally have, which is they are large and they are round. So that is something that I discovered through playing with this palette just naturally. I was like, throw a color all over the lid, then do something with the outer corner just to make it look like my eyes have some shape and dimension. And of course, put something on my lower lash line, because if I'm wearing my glasses, you will see several pictures in this list where I am wearing my glasses. It is like I'm very nearsighted, so if I'm wearing my glasses, let us say that my eyes look a lot smaller. Let us say that when I started wearing contacts, I also started getting hit on a lot more when I was just sitting in random places. Like, it makes an enormous difference to the attractiveness of my face in its base state. If I'm wearing my glasses that shrink my eyes down to like probably half the size that they actually are. So I'm actually really happy to have discovered this particular technique. Anyway, the lower lash line smudging adds a little bit of dimension, which is really essential to the to add shape to my eyes. Day 4. Day 4 was this purple smudged all over the lid, just like packed on all over the lid, on top of a primer blended into a transition, you know, the normal stuff. And then this ColourPop shadow called Birthday Wish. It is an ultra glitter. It's the 4-year, you know, the ColourPop turned 4 birthday Super Shock limited edition. It is a pink shift ultra glitter. It's really pretty. It goes with this purple really well. I just smushed that over the inner third of my eye on top of the purple. It's really pretty. Adds a little bit of a pink shift and very shiny effect. And I really liked the look. And also, when I took it off at the end of the day, I noticed that my eyelids were faintly pink. Not swollen, not irritated, nothing like that. No kind of reaction. Just the pigment. There was some pigment left behind on my eyelid, despite having worn a primer that day. So, for reference, this purple might stain your eyes. I do like it packed all over the lid. It doesn't show up super intensely unless you build it a lot. Just in general. Just in general, like these colors are buildable. This one in particular, you have to build it to get it to look really purple. But if you are pale or prone to picking up pigmentation in your skin, you will acquire a little bit of pink purple coloration to your skin wherever you put this, if you pack it on pretty intensively. It wasn't a problem. I took it off at night. By the time I woke up the next morning, it was gone. It faded really fast. It didn't irritate my eyes at all. It's just something to be aware of. Like, that's not something that I've ever noticed when wearing any other purple before. And I have been in a stage of really enjoying purple lately, so I feel like that is something in particular to note about this purple in the Zulu palette. And final look, I did use every color in this palette, so the three that I have not pointed out yet, this brown, this lime green, and this aqua matte, were the ones that I used for the last look. I put this in the crease to blend the lime green shimmer into, and then used this very warm brown in the standard definition area, you know, right on the outside of my eyeball, blended very slightly into the crease, and then smudged underneath my lash line. And that one I particularly loved. I loved it so much that for about 2 days I considered, you know, whenever I need to rotate a shadow out of my rolling project pen, I seriously considered rotating this lime green shimmer into my project pen. And I feel like that would be folly, but I also feel like it's doable. Like, I really enjoy green. And I feel like this green would probably combine well with many of the colors in this palette. So, and many of the colors in my collection in general. So, I mean, it's not an obviously bad idea, but it's not something that I'm currently considering. But it was on my radar for a solid 2 days. So, what have I learned about this palette as a result of using it for 5 days in a row? I discovered this eye shape for my eyeshadow. And I love it. A shimmer all over the lid, maybe a slightly darker shimmer on the outer third, and then a matte right on the outer edge of my eyeball and under my eye. Love that combination, love that particular shape. It works really well with my eye shape, whether I'm wearing glasses or not. It's no effort. I can do it in about 5 minutes. Now that's not something inherent to this palette. I am not, for example, wearing this palette today. You can probably tell, because there's no purple shimmer in this palette, and there is a purple shimmer on my eyes. However, this palette does lend itself to the technique very nicely, and I did really enjoy how fast and easy these shadows were to work with. Like, no major fallout, no blending messes, nothing like that. It was just really, really easy, fast, functional looks that I could do in 20 minutes when I was getting ready for work. Not the look takes me 20 minutes, no. My entire face of makeup takes me 20 minutes, and my eyeshadow takes me like 5. So these shadows are really easy to work with. I really enjoy them. I don't love that this very warm purple leaves a pink tint on my eyes, but I did only notice it when I had it packed all over my lid. So I feel like it's not going to matter in most situations. But it is something to be aware of and to remember for the future. Another thing that I learned is that this palette is one of the most inspiring palettes that I own. It's one that I have no problem coming up with a standalone look out of. Something that many people comment on with this palette is that all of the mattes are very warm. In general, the mattes are warm and the shimmers are cool. Like this one can maybe be considered a cool matte, but it's like the only one. And then this shimmer is pretty warm. The gold shift cools it down a little bit, but pink is it's a pretty warm pink base. Obviously orange is warm. This yellow is a very warm yellow. There's almost no green in it. This brown, while it looks neutral in the pan, is in fact very warm itself. The shimmers, these two shimmers are pretty cool toned. So I find these shimmers easier to wear for my very cool toned self. And then once again, we have a very warm pink and a very warm purple. So it's easy to combine the mattes together and get a very warm look, clearly. You can also combine some of the mattes with the shimmers and get an overall cool look with a little bit of a warm edge. That's how I generally paired it during this week when I was wearing this palette every day. And I did enjoy that, and I think that that would be how I would continue to use it typically. It would, I think, be pretty difficult to get a warm look with a little bit of a cool edge. For me, my under eyes are very crinkly. They are very, I suppose the nicest way to put it is textured. Like there's a lot of wrinkliness. So I have put shimmers underneath my eyes and it makes me look 10 years younger, 10 years older. Excuse me. It ages me intensely to put a shimmer on my under eye because the shimmers tend to catch the light in a way that magnifies texture in a very unflattering way. That's true for this palette and for every other shimmer that I've tried it with. So for me personally, it would be difficult. I could use one of the shimmers as an inner corner highlight or an inner third look, or an inner third of the look. So for example, I could be like orange and brown with this like right here on the inner third, this lime green red here on the inner third of the lid, and that would be a warm look with a little bit of a cool edge to it. But that would be a little more difficult for me, in part because I don't find that warm tones match as well with my skin as cool tones do. All of that aside, I love this palette. I find it super inspiring. There's one shadow which is a little difficult to get to full color, and that would be this purple. It is still buildable, so you can absolutely get there with it, but it's a little more time intensive. But overall, the quality is really good, really nice shadows, really inspiring color layout. This is absolutely my favorite Juvia's Place palette I only own one other, but there's, beyond the two that I own, there is only one that I would consider buying. So, overall, I'm very happy with this palette. I'm very happy that I used it for a week. I learned a bunch of things about how to make colorful looks, and some general techniques about how to really enhance the shape of my eyes. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed or learned something. Thanks for watching. Let's put that down. Like, comment, subscribe, do whatever you feel like. Thanks for watching, and goodbye for now.